Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let us not forget that. Now, we got some stuff. We got some updates going on. There's been a lot of things that have been popping off over the last hour and a half here. So we got some things that we're going to talk about. Of course, there's a press conference that's going to be happening any second now. And I am looking forward to hearing some more updates and getting some more transparency on what the hell is going on here. So before we it's going to be happening anytime now, this press conference. So do me a favor, before we get into everything, hit that like button down below, please. And thank you. Crush it. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on those other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms, like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please. Follow, crush that subscribe button here. Go to the secondary channel, the Pascal Show Clips. Please be sure to subscribe over there as well, because there will be a video after this whole press conference. There will be a video up on there to talk about some things. So please do me a favor and make sure you're over there. Okay. Obviously, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. Check out PascalMerch.com as well. That'd be amazing as well. All right. And we got to get straight into meat and potatoes. Okay, guys, we got some things we got to talk about. I know it's a quick intro. All right. But obviously we have been waiting for this press conference. It better happen this time. Okay. Because I do not like the fact that, we are all patiently waiting. All right. For this press conference, and only to not get information that we are all waiting for. Okay. Like what actually happened here. And if you guys don't know, if you guys have been, a little late to the party, there was a vicious, horrific attack on New Orleaners while they were celebrating New Year's Eve. A truck went and barreled through Bourbon Street in New Orleans, taking out a lot of people. Multiple people lost their lives. Multiple people were injured. This monster, also opened fire while he was barreling through this street, Bourbon Street and Canal Street, hurting, of course, a lot of people. He got out of the car. He exchanged gunfire with police officers, and then he got hit. Okay. And then, of course, he was neutralized. But now we have some new updates about that, which I'm going to share with you guys about that as well. Because now we finally found out who this mother lover be. Okay. They have finally identified. They have finally identified this mother lover. So we're going to get straight into that right now before we get into this press conference, because it's gonna be, obviously the press conference is going to happen any minute now. Okay, like I said, we are patiently waiting, and I'll keep refreshing it just in case. Right now they don't have anything, but right now they're saying that they have identified the suspect in this New Orleans attack. He is a 42-year-old monster by the name of Shamsud Dim Jabbar. Shamsud Dim Jabbar. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Shamsud Dim Jabbar. Okay. Now, of course, over. Sort. We are going to talk about that very shortly, but they're going to get this press conference going. The person is 42 years old, Shamsud Dim Jabbar. All right. We are still trying to find out what was up with that flag, because there was definitely a flag flown behind him that was in the back on a pole on that truck that he had. It was an electric car. It was an electric truck. Damn thing was 4,000 to 6,000 pounds that he barreled through a whole bunch of people. with, which is absolutely insane. And we will find out if the toll
Scott,
of
it's Justin. Can you hear me?
we will find out
Scott,
if the
Justin,
toll
can you hear me?
has the death toll has gone up
Hey,
or
look,
not.
I can't respond
We
on my
will
phone
find
because
out
that's
here.
how I'm hearing the
Of course,
IFC.
here
Again, it's
too.
parked
There
out in
may
the
be
hall.
more.
But I think
There
they're
may
getting
have
close
been
to
more
starting.
added.
I'm going to
Let's
kill
find
this
out what's going on.
wireless mic.
But the
governor's
we don't
here and
know if it
everyone's
passes.
pretty much here.
We don't know
John
nothing.
Kennedy.
All we know, I mean, the speculation
I'm killing this
is
lava.
running rampant right now, especially
All right, sounds
knowing the man's name. Let's be real. Now that we know the man's name, of course, the theories are running rampant right now as we speak. So let's find out what's going on here. Hopefully they get down to the nitty gritty and we get to the meat and potatoes here very, very quickly. All right. Yeah, a lot of people are here, but this is a mass tragedy. This damn dude was a Terry for sure.
Another camera so that could go on the second row. Okay? No, you're fine. I'm just saying for people who are just here in the room, we just maybe put another camera. Okay. Is it up? All right, is everybody set? Good thing everybody's watching. All right, is everybody set? Everybody set? Is there more people coming?
We are also understanding that allegedly this particular attacker was a Muslim U.S. citizen from Texas, just so you know.
Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge here in FBI New Orleans.
Why is there delay?
Here today and for your patience.
Hold on.
First, I want to acknowledge the victims of today's horrific
Hell
the
no.
FBI and our partners are working diligently to investigate and find answers on behalf of the victims, the citizens and residents of Louisiana.
Where's that coming from?
And everyone visiting the city. I'm going to provide you some facts and information about what we do know. I know that all of you will have questions and we will try to provide some answers, but this is an ongoing investigation that's rapidly evolving. So there are some questions I will be unable to answer at this time. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we're investigating this as an attack of terrorism along with our partners. Today at approximately 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, an individual drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing at least 10 individuals and injuring dozens more. After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to local hospitals. The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Samsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject came in possession of this vehicle.
Rental truck?
An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and potential improvised explosive devices, IEDs, were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. The FBI Special Agent bomb technicians, as well as our local law enforcement partners, have been working to determine if any of these devices are viable, and they'll work to render those devices safe. The FBI, we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. We're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates. That's why we need the public's help. We are asking if anybody has any interactions with Samsud Dim Jabbar in the last 72 hours that you contact us. The FBI is asking the public's help. We're asking anyone who has information, video, or pictures to provide it to the FBI. We have set up a digital tip line as well as our 1-800 number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Please provide us with any information that can assist us in this investigation. Once again, thank you for your patience and assistance. For an updated statement or information, please check the FBI's website and our social media accounts. I will now turn over to Mayor Cantrell. Thank you.
I'm going to replay that in a little bit after the press conference. She said a lot there.
Thank you, Agent Duncan, for your leadership and the full support of the FBI. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest condolences to the families and loved ones that were impacted by this tragedy on Bourbon Street and in the heart of the city of New Orleans. And I know that the entire New Orleans City Council grieves along right with me, no doubt about that, and our people and our families. My priority will continue to be to ensure that victims that remain on Bourbon Street now will be serviced and removed as soon as possible. But as stated, the FBI is in charge of this investigation and are doing everything necessary to make this happen. I also want to acknowledge hearing from President Biden, all of our federal partners, but most importantly, calling Governor Landry this morning, responded with haste. And we do say thank you. And of course, a demonstration of a unified support is right here in this room. That's how we collectively responded to this tragedy in the city of New Orleans. The mission now is to facilitate, support, and coordinate safety procedures to keep our residents and our visitors safe. I've gone to the hospital along with Chief Kirkpatrick to visit our police officers, and considering their injuries, they're doing well. As I mentioned, this investigation is ongoing, and the FBI remains the lead in the investigation. It is an active crime scene as well. We are committed, no doubt, to uncovering all details surrounding this tragedy. And we're taking every necessary step to put even more safety procedures in place, especially given the nature of the investigation. I'm going to ask people to do not go around our secured area if there is no essential need to do so. It matters, and again, it is an active crime scene. I also want you all to know that the Greater New Orleans Foundation has set up a fund to assist victims, and that information will be provided to you. Thank you, Ganoff. Again, I want to thank this unified team. We're leaning in. We will be relentless, and we will do everything that it takes to render real justice. This team will. I want to also just thank our citizens for your heartfelt prayers. New Orleans is a world-class city, and I can say that I've heard from world leaders all this morning and up until now, in addition to my brother and sister mayors across this country. They're calling, they're responding, and they're standing with the city of New Orleans. And what they always say and want me to reiterate, they understand the resilience of this community. And we're strong in that regard. And I will say second to none. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our governor. And as I mentioned, who has not wavered any in leaning in, providing the necessary support, and standing right here with me. And I say, thank you, Governor. And I know the First Lady is standing with us as well.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you. Again, I want to thank the mayor. Since about 3:45 this morning, when she called me, we have all been working just around the clock to both secure the city and to solve this act. You know, again, I want to reiterate that our prayers go out with all of those who have been affected by this tragedy. I want to thank our law enforcement officers. I want to thank our medical personnel. I want to thank our first responders. And most importantly, I want to thank the two New Orleans police officers who not only laid their life on the line, but were able to eliminate the threat this morning. Let me say, we have made public safety a state priority from day one. And I think that if you look around me today, right now, and you look at the people who are standing around, that is their commitment as well. We intend to be transparent in assessing any defects that may have existed in the system so that we can address it. It's the only way to ensure that any mistakes that were made are corrected. Specifically, we have been trying and working very diligently to address security concerns in preparation for the Super Bowl since October. And it's interesting because, ironically, in preparation for the Super Bowl, I had intended to issue an emergency declaration tomorrow so that we could bring all of our federal, state, and local agencies to bear in preparation for the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras. But because of the events today, I have amended that emergency declaration and issued it today. So again, that declaration will allow our federal, state, and local partners to bring all of the resources necessary to get this city safe. In light of that executive order, I have also ordered the mobilization of a military police company. I've asked General Freelou to mobilize a military police company to assist both New Orleans Police and LSP and the FBI. It is important for our citizens and guests of this state to know that we are doing everything we can to secure their safety in this city. We want to make it clear the Superdome and the surrounding area is safe. But I've always said that the safety of this entire city is something that is always paramount to me. With that, I would like to turn it over to Jeff with the Super Bowl. Jeff Dunley.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Obviously, we wish we weren't here for this reason today. The Sugar Bowl Committee has a 90-year history of being a good corporate citizen for the city of New Orleans, and that's why this tragedy hurts us as much as anybody right now. So our condolences, thoughts, and prayers go out to the victims and their families as we all work through this. Of course, anytime we have a major event in the city of New Orleans, public safety is paramount, and we have full faith and confidence in the governor and the mayor and all the assets, the federal, state, and local resources that they've applied to this event so that we can ultimately bring those responsible to justice and carry on with the major events that we have in front of us. Speaking of which, we were scheduled this evening to have a CFP quarterfinal played in the Superdome at 7:45. We have been in consultation with ESPN, with the College Football Playoff, with the Southeastern Conference, with the University of Georgia, with Notre Dame, all parties, and all agree that it's in the best interest of everybody and public safety that we postpone the game for 24 hours. Work is fast about to set up a safe and efficient and fun environment for tomorrow night. There'll be more details on that in the coming hours, but for now, that's the plan, that we're going to move forward and play the game. And again, we reiterate our thanks to everyone up here for the important work they're doing. We live in the fun and games world with what we do, but we certainly recognize the importance of this, and we're going to support it 100%. So thank you.
I'd like to bring up Senator Kennedy. I wish I understood better why bad things happen to good people. If I make it to heaven, I'm going to ask. For those people who don't believe in objective evil, all you have to do is look at what happened in our city early this morning. I am, if this doesn't trigger the gag reflex of every American, every fair-minded American, I'll be very surprised. I'm here because these are my people. I'm here because these are my people's friends. I'm here because there are a lot of Louisianians that are scared tonight. I don't want them to be. There's a lot of information going around. Some of it is actually true. Some of it isn't. The federal government is now in charge of this investigation. By that, I mean the White House, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice. I have not talked to the FBI. Maybe they've talked to my staff. I don't know. I did talk to the Secretary of Homeland Security a little while ago. And I told him that with all the respect I could muster, that we expect to put the full force and resources of the federal government behind this investigation. Our state troopers, our local police departments, our sheriffs, we've got many sheriffs here today, have been terrific so far. Federal government is cooperating with them. I hope that will continue. Here's what I want to ask from the federal government. Catch these people. Catch these people. And then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything that's going to interfere with your investigation. And there are things that I've been told that I think are true that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth, and the people of New Orleans the truth, and the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know, and it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this: I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible, or I will raise fresh hell. And I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
Damn.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Congressman Carter.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Thank you to all of our law enforcement agents for doing a yeoman's job, for stepping up at a time when we needed you most, for employing the resources of all of our partners. This is all hands on deck, from the White House all the way down. I've been in communication with the White House since early this morning. Secretary Mayorkas, leaders in all of our federal, local, and state agencies. The president has made it very clear that he intends to bring every resource to bear to not only tell the truth, but to provide the resources to bring these cowards to justice. I want to personally thank the men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line to protect our citizens and our visitors. To our mayor and our governor for acting expeditiously and bringing us all together. To our sheriffs from the surrounding areas who have been Johnny on the spot, recognizing that if it happens in New Orleans, it can happen anywhere. We don't have the luxury of being myopic. In this community, we work together. We don't point fingers. We don't blame. We go after the bad guys. Let it be clear that the full faith and credit of the United States and every agency therein is on the ground, working. And for those who may have played a role in this horrific act of cowardice, we will find you. We will bring you to justice. New Orleans is a place that heralds its ability to protect its citizens, that heralds its ability to manage major events, Super Bowls, Sugar Bowls, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, Essence Festival, you name it. No one does it better than law enforcement in New Orleans and in the surrounding area. Kudos to those 2 officers who've been wounded. Our hearts go out to those who lost loved ones. Our hearts go out to those who are wounded and on the mend in the hospital. Citizens, now is the time to stay calm, to be vigilant. This is not a time to come out to sightsee. Listen to your federal, local, state officials. Be vigilant. If you saw something, say something. If you know something, tell someone. There are tip lines, there's information available. Please, all hands on deck. Rest assured that the decision that was made to postpone the game was not done lightly. It was done with one single thing in mind: public safety. Making sure that the citizens and visitors of this great city, not only for this event, but for every event you come to in Louisiana, that you will be safe. And we will use every resource possible. As the governor has said, as the mayor has said, and every law enforcement agent here has said, our energy, our commitment will be to make sure that you are safe now and for every event in the future. God bless you, and let's stay strong.
Are they going to talk about the barricades and why the barricades weren't up? I mean, hopefully reporters are going to ask that question. Come on now.
I first want to extend my sincerest condolences to the families of the victims. Parents got a phone call early this morning, that no parent ever wants to receive. And as a parent of children who come to New Orleans and spend time here, I know that that is just something that, you know, we hold our breath sometimes till they're home safe, and some people did not come home safe. And we also have some people who are fighting for their lives right now in the hospital. So I'd ask everyone to pray for them. They need our support and they need our prayers. This was a heinous act, a heinous, cowardly act, and we will find them and we will bring them to justice. My office will be providing both investigative and prosecutorial support to the city of New Orleans, to the district attorney, Jason Williams in New Orleans, as I have done for months. We will continue to do that. We will provide the governor with whatever support that he needs, and the governor's office of Homeland Security, whatever support that they need. I'll be here to help. I will be here to stand with the city of New Orleans. We will bring them to justice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor and Madam Mayor. For those who do not know me, my name is Ann Kirkpatrick. I'm the Chief of Police of New Orleans. My official title is Superintendent, but my role is as Chief of Police. You know, you've heard some of the details today, and over the last 24 hours, we had approximately 400 officers in the French Quarter. And as we know, this is not just an act of terrorism. This is evil. And when we face evil, we have a choice. We can run in fear, or we can indeed stand in strength. In a time of crisis, people are looking for leadership. You are looking at the leadership. And I promise you, as the Chief of Police of this city has been tried by fire before. But fire purifies. Fire makes things stronger. We have a plan. We know what to do. We are going to get these people. There is a path forward. Very pleased that we will be back to having a wonderful game tomorrow night. New Orleans police have proven their ability to make the city safer. Just 2 years ago, we were the murder capital of America. Today, from that time 2 years ago, we have driven our murder rate more than 50% down. So we have a track record. But this is different because it's terrorism. Now, I want to thank all of our law enforcement partners. You're fabulous, and we appreciate the partnership. But last night, 3 of our officers engaged this terrorist who shot at them. 3 of the officers returned fire. Those officers did not run in fear. I liked what the mayor said this morning. New Orleans police and all law enforcement is built. We are built for dealing with evil, with things that would cause others to be in fear. But instead, our officers, and last night NOPD particular, stood strong. They did not run. They did kill the terrorist. We have 2 officers indeed who received gunfire. They will be okay. We have personally gone to see them. But this is leadership for you. And I promise, as the chief of police of this fantastic city, that I will be strong and firm and fearless. Thank you.
Thank you. And wrapping it up, I want to just close with a couple of things. I want to thank Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter. I want to thank again all of our law enforcement officers out there. I want the families of the victims to know that I will be issuing an executive order that tomorrow, when Notre Dame plays Georgia, every flag of every state building in this state is going to be at half-mast.
I thought Sugar Bowl was
And remember
postponed.
to them, but remembering something else.
All right, I'm
That
confused.
fear in this state is a liar. And these folks right here are going to make sure that justice is served. And for the citizens out there that were saying, well, man, do I really want to go to the Sugar Bowl tomorrow? I tell you one thing, your governor's going to be there. That is proof, believe you me, that that facility in this city is safer today than it was yesterday. And as we come to additional events in this city, I know in speaking with Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter, and FBI acting director, and the incoming administration, that they are going to ensure that this city has the resources necessary to protect our citizens and our guests. And so with that, we'll take some questions.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll start over here with CBS. Katie, we'll work our
These
way
questions
along.
better be good, man.
If I miss you, just give me a
Reporters, do
call.
your damn job.
Wait, Katie.
Ask the questions.
CBS News. I mean, I think this has been a really tough day for a lot of people. But at this point, we're hearing that the death toll, according to some FBI sources, has gone up to 15. Is this true?
Who was the answer?
I can speak to it,
You-
I guess, unless you have a final number. We do not have a final number. We know that we have confirmed 10, but we did have people who had been transported who were in critical condition. And so I do not know that, but I can confirm 10.
And one quick follow-up question, if I may. We know that there have been some local records in Texas about a misdemeanor background on this suspect. Any signs or warnings ahead of time about this person or their plans for what happened this morning?
Because that is the investigation part, I will give the FBI.
At this time, we cannot go into details about the subject's history. What I can tell you, the person was an Army veteran. We believe he was honorary discharge, but we're working through this process, figuring out all this information.
Wow.
The goal with the FBI is providing you with the most accurate and complete information. So once that information is confirmed, we'll make sure we push that out. Thank you.
Ariel.
At this time, do you know exactly, as far as the victims, how many are from here in Louisiana versus out of state and their agency?
At this time, I can't go into details about all the victims. We want to make sure that first that the family is notified appropriately before we put any information out there. So once the families are all notified, then we'll go ahead and release a statement to everyone.
And I would ask the press, in relation to the victims and those that are in hospitals, if we could just refrain from worrying about them so their loved ones can take care of them, and the medical personnel that are trying to get them out of the hospital can do so. And as information becomes available, but we want to respect the privacy of those who are still either fighting for their lives or being cared for. Thank you.
A follow-up, if I may.
Go ahead.
You guys mentioned accomplices. You don't think that the suspect acted alone. About how many more suspects are you guys looking into at this point?
It's a range of suspects. And right now with the FBI, we do not run a rule anything out. So that's why we're asking if anyone has had any interaction with the deceased subject Jabbar in the last 72 hours, provide us with this information. You can provide us that information through 1-800-CALL-FBI or our digital tips line, which is available on our social media website, as well as the big FBI website.
Can I say something right quick? Tell me who you're with. WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
NBC's over here on the right.
Oh, that's an unusual position. You wouldn't. Look, the FBI is not going to be able to answer those questions. Okay. They will eventually. I promise you. Okay. Once the FBI has a chance to investigate all this, along working with state police, working with Homeland Security, working with the city of New Orleans, they're going to tell you what happened. I can promise you that, or I'm going to raise fresh hell. But right now, they're in the process of trying to catch the other bad guys. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Because there's
For
more.
a while.
26.
Yeah, I had a question about the victims. I know there was obviously gunfire exchange, so I guess how many victims were shot and then how many were injured?
Look, again, let me reiterate both Special Agent Duncan and Senator Kennedy. There's a lot of, I get that y'all want to know minute details. What we don't want to do is impede this investigation or spend any time talking about things that don't get us closer to hunting these folks down and securing the city. And so at a particular point in time, we will release as much information as we can. But at this time, in relation to the investigation,
Ain't got nothing,
I would
guys.
ask y'all to refrain from those.
So
And
ladies and gentlemen, if we were going to just have more of the same, as the governor just said, we're going to provide that information, but we're going to wrap the press conference now.
Yeah, there's so many questions.
Hold on, let me finish. You weren't listening. If all of the questions are more of the same, what the governor just said in position, we won't be doing that to provide that information. And if you have a quick, different question, then let's do that quickly and move on. Okay.
My question.
Ma'am.
And they don't want to answer anything about the barriers.
Over here.
Hi, Rachel Wilson, the Wall Street Journal. You said you were confident there are multiple suspects involved. What makes you confident?
No doubt.
Well, like, why would we tell you that? Again, look, we want to answer pertinent questions, but anything that would lead to impeding or endangering this investigation is not going to be said. Okay. And we will, as information unfolds, this is a very fluid process. And remember something too. We're doing two things. We're hunting some bad people down and we're securing the city too. We're getting ready for a Sugar Bowl tomorrow. So if y'all would, again, if you have questions regarding Sugar Bowl, the safety of the city, or something to that effect, we're happy to answer.
Over here.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Usually in parts of the French Quarter, specifically in parts of Bourbon Street, there are ballers. We're hearing that some of those may have been down because of repairs. Can you speak to that? And maybe was there any backup option of putting a truck there or an NOPD car there?
Well, let me tell you, yeah, one, I'm going to let the mayor answer. I want you to know that's one of the first things I thought of this morning.
Just answer the question.
When the mayor called me. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I will tell you that whatever the problem was is going to be solved.
Thank you, Governor.
That didn't answer the question.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you for the question. I do understand that it's been on your radar since this morning. As it
Hamburger.
relates to the bollards on Bourbon Street,
Okay.
over 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, the city of New Orleans implemented an infrastructure project placing bollards on Bourbon Street. Shortly thereafter, the malfunctions of those bollards ensued from Mardi Gras beads on down. But the New Orleans Police Department, of course, deemed them inefficient because they did not operate the way that they were intended to do. Because the city of New Orleans is hosting Super Bowl this year, it gave the city of New Orleans an opportunity to go further and deeper with infrastructure improvements, as we've been talking about. So as a result of that, we were able to build in bollard replacement into our Super Bowl infrastructure package. And because of that, the city of New Orleans has moved forward with that infrastructure that is nearing completion. Bollards were not up because they are near completion, with the expectation of being completed, of course, by Super Bowl, way before Super Bowl. But that is the reason. Now, the New Orleans Police Department and Chief, you can speak to the deployment to respond to our needs and existing conditions.
All right, so we have been aware of the bollard situation for a long time. And we did indeed harden those target areas where the bollards are. We have patrol cars out there as a hard target, as well as with barriers. Now, I want to share with y'all, if you did not know, that this particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk and got around the hard target, where he did have a car there. We had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around. Now, the wedges that you see out there as well, we knew that that had malfunction problems. I want you to understand, let's say we put the wedge up and it got stuck. There is no way that ambulance could get in or out. People couldn't get in and out. So we knew that these were malfunction. So we did indeed have a plan, but the terrorist defeated it.
Drove around a barricade, a truck. No, that ay Chihuahua.
We're going to fix it. It is going to be a top priority as we go.
It's too late now.
The Super Bowl in Mardi Gras, and the solution that we're going to come up with is going to be a permanent one. It's going to be placed into the standard operating procedure of having major events and securing that quarter.
A follow-up, if I may. Obviously, Super Bowl postponed till tomorrow, but I'm sure after that game, a lot of people are going to want to celebrate. Are there plans to keep Bourbon Street closed? What does that look like?
So right now, Bourbon Street is an active crime scene, and the FBI is in charge of it. When they clear it, and it does not become an active crime scene anymore, we're going to open it up.
Potentially.
Can we ask about this military police presence? That's what you want to call it. Is this a private security like Blackwater? Also, would that be a first that a private security firm is mobilized to supplement local and state law enforcement?
No. We're not. This is our National Guard. These are our citizens that we're bringing in. It's a military police company that we recognize. We need some more resources. We need some more boots on the ground because, again, what we're doing now is twofold. We've got an active investigation and we've got enhanced security. Before this event, we were just enhancing and working on security. So we brought some additional resources.
Jesse Kurtz with NBC News. Thank you for holding this press review. I just want to clarify something first. You were just talking about bollards that are being repaired, talk about a lift gate that are replaced and then a lift gate that's not been working. Was there a vehicle in place of that lift gate last night? Were there things in place of those bollards that were being repaired?
Sure, the chief spoke to the plan in place, and that is yes.
That was indeed.
So anything that is currently in the midst of being repaired had a backup replacement.
It had vehicles and officers were there where all of those ballasts have been. we had that, we knew. So we did have it. And like I said, in this particular case, terrorists just went all the way around up onto the sidewalk. And
So,
Chief, Captain, the reason I'm calling the captain, he's the captain over that district. And that is a question I'm going to let him address for you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Captain LaJean Roberts of the 8th District. Yes, we did have a vehicle strategically placed right in front of the wedge, preventing access onto the roadway.
And in terms of the framework of security that was already in place on Bourbon Street, I know this is an ongoing project of improvement, but with how that was all aligned, was someone getting up on a sidewalk considered impossible or nearly impossible, or was this not something you expected you would have to account for?
Yes, of course, it wasn't something we expected to account for. The bollards they're actually wedges. They're strategically placed 5 locations throughout the French Quarter on the roadway. This particular terrorist drove onto the sidewalk behind the police car to gain access to the 100 block of Bourbon Street.
So if you're worried about someone ever driving down Bourbon Street, why weren't you worried about someone driving up the sidewalk in the same way, or at least bracing for you the same way?
Okay.
damn good question.
All right, look, we could go on what ifs forever. This is evil. And,
Come on, man.
And
these are good questions.
that guy could have easily gone down the sidewalk of Canal Street, where there were a ton of pedestrians on there as well. And there are. That's right. No, right. Right. But just want you to know, however, we recognize, I said earlier, that where there are defects in this system, we are going to be transparent and we are going to address them with the city and make sure that we fill those gaps as best we can. Yeah.
Chelsea Grace with Axios. I have a question just about sort of ongoing public safety today. Special Agent mentioned 2 possible IEDs. Were those in the same location? Should residents in the French Quarter or elsewhere be concerned about potential other situations?
The 2 IEDs, they were in different locations, and what we've done in conjunction with our local and state partners, we've gone through and done a sweep to identify anything that we thought was suspicious, and we have not. However, as I said before, if the public sees something, please reach out to us. That way we can go through and verify that we did not miss anything. But we conducted initial sweeps, I think, starting shortly after our initial
So I'm going to thank
press
you,
conference.
Agent. I do want to share that we have a plan and we have been implementing that plan. One of those plans is that we have swept all of these areas. The word swept means we have put officers out there as a grid, walking down the streets, every street in the French Quarter, looking for suspicious packages, bags, ice chest, you name it. And they have been walking it as a grid. We've been doing the same thing on Poydras and all the accesses into the Superdome. Part of the safety plan is we have bomb dogs out there sweeping the Superdome and all the exterior area, and we're locking that down. That will be locked down through the game tomorrow. So that's a part of that safety plan, and we've already been implementing it.
Should have been implemented, but okay.
Question back here for the governor on the MPs. How many MPs will be deployed to New Orleans?
Right now, there's I think it's a General Freelo 100.
100.
100. Yep. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to be there.
Me too. Yeah, we're going to be there.
I'm gonna be there. You tell me. Okay. Wow. That was a thing. A thing happened, and that was that thing that just happened. All right, y'all. What say you on all this? I'm rolling it back to the beginning where the FBI agent gives us the breakdown. She kind of blazes through this pretty damn quick. I mean, we do know his name is Shamsud Dim Jabbar. We understand now that this man also, this monster, is also a Muslim U.S. citizen. No, he ain't a migrant. So I could hit that. He is a U.S. citizen, y'all. U.S. citizen, Muslim U.S. citizen. Okay. And I wanted to make sure I got something right because one thing I'm confused about is I'm wondering if I got that correct. Something about him being an Army veteran. Did I hear that too? Did I hear that correctly as well? That's one thing I'm still trying to figure out. Did I hear that he was also an Army veteran? Which is also, if it's correct, then that's a 10-year Army veteran. Yeah, everyone's like, yes, in the chat. Woo! Crazy, right? So, ain't one of these things been like all these damn migrants. No, U.S. citizen. Put that in your pipe and smoke on that. That is insane. All right. And I believe, and T just said it, but I'm going to say it anyway as well. I do believe that there could possibly be the possibilities of him having ties to ISIS and all that, all them other terrorists, very possible. You got to remember, some of this is like you got to remember 9/11, okay? 9/11, I'll never forget, all right? But with the stories about 9/11, those monsters, those terrorists were learning how to fly planes. They were learning how to operate big planes, etc., to get on those planes to do what they did. Who's to say that you got sleeper agents, for lack of a better term, working their way up? I know this sounds crazy. This is the tinfoil hat moment, okay? I'm just letting y'all know. This is the tinfoil hat moment, all right? But they're working their way up. They become citizens or they're born here, all right? But they have an allegiance towards something that is radicalized. Then they work their way up the ranks. And then they go and they exact whatever the hell they need to do. It's different now. 9/11 was 9/11. Now we operating on a whole nother level. This is some sleeper stuff. All right. This is on some other level where you're sitting there going, oh, I didn't know that person was, or I didn't know that person was Russian or Muslim or anything of that sort, right? Working for the Chinese, like whatever it may be, right? They are now hiding in plain sight, y'all, which again is this. Think about it now, because now it's like, okay, when they get the signal, they know it's time to rock and roll. They go here, they fall in love, they get married, they have kids, God knows what else. They work in big jobs, whatever it may be, and then suddenly, boom. Now I know that sounds crazy. Like we're watching some TV show on Showtime or something like that, but on some real stuff. This particular person was an Army veteran and is a Muslim U.S. citizen. That's massive. That's massive. Now, let's be real. A lot of other terrorists that we've seen as of late, because it's been varying degrees of terrorists, okay? It'll be a kid running into a school and doing God knows what. It'll be a complete piece of trash going to an event, kind of like, a New Year's Eve party after, a New Year's Eve night of partying in the streets. And they'll go and they'll pull out that AR and they'll take as many people down as they can. We've seen those things, right? We've seen a man like Darrell Brooks, that piece of trash as well, taking his vehicle and barreling through a parade, unaliving many, okay? And may those individuals, all the individuals that I'm mentioning, may they all rest in peace. But at the same time, it is very interesting. The other thing, though, too, is this man may not have any ties with any radicalized group. That could possibly be it too. But I do think that the fact that he had that flag, I believe there was a flag up there. I don't think he just randomly had a pole up there. That was a rental truck. Like I said, she said a lot. She was like, I'm like, I'm trying to write it down. I'm sweating bullets trying to catch up with this girl because she said it so damn fast. That's why I was like, let's rerun what she said in the very beginning, because that's the only part that has any information, baby. Okay? Everything else is trash. I get it. Let me just say this too. I get it. No disrespect to all the elected officials. They all got to do their due diligence. They all got to do their thing, not their due diligence. Hopefully they do their due diligence now. Okay. They should have done their due diligence way before as far as security as well. I'm just going to keep it a bean. Okay. Because now they're saying, oh yeah, we now are going to implement these things. You should have been implemented these things long ass time ago. Hey, you say, oh, we had a vehicle blocking the area. He still was able to get around that vehicle. So clearly, and let's not forget, that truck is massively wide and big. That is a big ass truck. You mean to tell me he was able to take that big ass truck and go around the car and the barricade, the barriers that you had up? Come on. Miss me with the nonsense. It's not like he ran through those cars and pushed them out the way and then got around. He drove around them mugs on the sidewalk. What tells you that? What does that say to you? That means they had nothing on the sidewalks. They didn't have a truck, half a bus on the sidewalk and the other half on the street or something like that. They didn't have that. They literally had it on the street and they just said, yeah, the pedestrians are just going to walk on the sidewalk. They're not going to do anything crazy. Ain't nobody going to try to drive on the sidewalk. Well, guess what happened? They drove on the mother-loving sidewalk. So, to me, I'm like, no, I've seen barricades on sidewalks too. That's not what happened here. Let me just say this in plain English. What they're basically saying is, first off, there were no barricades of any kind blocking the sidewalk at all. So in other words, they done screwed the pooch. They mucked up, y'all, when they could have easily put something up there to at least put a barrier between the people that were partying and having a good time and Terry's trying to do bad. But they didn't do that. The sidewalk was wide open. Sidewalk, let me repeat that again. Sidewalk was wide open. It'd be a different story if they had a barrier and he ran through that mug, right? But that's not the case. They left the sidewalk wide open. And now, understandably, they don't want no heat. Okay, they don't want to get, they don't want people coming at them. They don't want no smoke. So they're sitting there going, well, wait, we did what we had to do. We thought everything was safe. And I get that piece too, but come on now. If a car that big can get through like that, you done screwed up. Because you could have easily put a barrier on half of the sidewalk. He wouldn't have been able to get his car through that mug unless he had to fight his way through that mug. Then that would be a different story. Heavy barricades, not just some little wooden thingy that you can push over, with one hand. I'm saying like some that's 170 pounds heavy, stuck on the ground. They didn't do that. So sure, they could sit there all day long going like, when they asked about the barriers, you know what happened. You had somebody come up and go, see now, what had happened was, that's literally what we heard from the chief of police. She came up and said, she didn't say it exactly like that, but we can all translate it to see what had happened was the beads and the years of the beads. I don't care. They said they took this doggone thing 10 years back. Yo, I'm sorry. One of the other girls came up. One of the women came up. They took this mug 10 years back. They went all the way back to 10 years ago. 7 years ago. Beads and mucky muck. We've been meaning to fix it, but now that we have money from Super Bowl, we're going to fix it now because we have money from the Super Bowl budget. Huh? Someone explain that to me, man. Really? See, now, what had happened was 10 years ago, that stuff was real jacked up. But we ain't got time to fix it because we had no resources, meaning the monies. So, but now we got the money, so we're trying to fix it, though. You feels me? Because of them beads. It's them beads. Did I say it's because of the beads? Yeah, it's because of the beads. But we were in the middle of fixing it for the Super Bowl. Do you know how much money? I mean, I don't know the numbers, but do you know how much New Orleans actually makes from tourists, etc.? They make a crap ton of money. It's been 10 years. Sure, I get it. They could have easily have fixed this. Well, first off, they should have been fixed this 10 years ago. I'm going to keep it real. They should have been done fixing this 10 years ago. Miss me with the nonsense with the beats and the excess of hurricanes just got all stuck up in those hydraulics, okay? And we just can't rise them up. We need to fix them so we can rise them back up. Miss me with the nonsense. But you had 10 years to fix that ish. 10 whole years. You mean to tell me that New Orleans don't make no monies? New Orleans don't make no monies? With all the bachelorette parties, the Mardi Gras, all the craziness, every weekend, I'm sure it's nuts down there because it's New Orleans. The fantastic food, the music events, etc. You mean to tell me you ain't got no monies to fix those barriers for 10 whole years because of Mardi Gras beads? Sorry, I don't believe it. I don't. Sorry. Now you want to fix it because you got Super Bowl. People coming from all over the globe to come through and check this out. But see, that's the thing. They sit there and you got, I don't know who the guy is with the heavy New Orleans accent, but homeboy here with the hat. You know, he's coming in all, getting defensive and all that. And it's like, wait a second. They are asking legitimate, solid questions because this could have been prevented. Or this version of this crime could have been prevented. Sure, crime's going to happen. I'm sorry. As much as I hate to be the bearer of bad news, we can sit here all day long and protect and put barriers and all that. But if somebody wants to do bad things, they can still do those bad things, regardless of having a car or not. He wouldn't have been able to do what he did in the car if those barriers were up. Especially when you have a big event like that too. You got thousands of people going down there to party. It's a big event. It's New Year's Eve. Everyone's kicking it. No matter what, they should have treated this just like it was the Sugar Bowl or the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter if you got Kendrick Lamar going and performing and you got all these superstars coming down to see the Super Bowl. This should have been taken care of. What about the citizens? What about the people who are down there from all over the globe trying to have a good time? Those lives matter too, damn it. So make that make sense. Sorry, I'm getting off my soapbox, but damn, man, damn. Just take accountability and say, hey, this is what happened. Mistakes were made. We're going to fix those things and we're going to keep it moving. And we're going to get these evildoers. And as this senator said, if we don't get what we need, we're going to raise fresh hell. Then do that. But stop trying to change the narrative or getting upset when we're asking you guys legitimate freaking questions. These are legitimate questions. Why isn't the barrier fixed? Or why isn't the barrier up? And if it's because it wasn't fixed, why hasn't it been fixed for 10 whole freaking years? Damn. We're going to play this one more time because I want to hear all that information again because it came out fast. All right. But like I said, fine. Barrier didn't work. There's other alternatives that they could have used to provide safety for all of those people that were down there having a grand old time. And unfortunately, because they didn't do that, because they only did the bare minimum, in my personal opinion, bare minimum, we now have carnage. We now have a tragedy. You can't sit there and go, because of the beads, 10 years ago, we had malfunctioning barriers. Well, then that should have been fixed 10 years ago. Period. Y'all got money? Put the money into something like that, because you're protecting the people that actually live there and that are also putting money into New Orleans. When you don't do that, you're losing people's lives. And then you got people going, well, I don't want to go tour. I don't want to go down there anymore because, you know, that's kind of scary. And I don't want that thing happening again. Really? People won't come back, guys. It's just, okay. Woosah. This frustrates me. Okay. This would be a different story if the car barreled through all the barriers, did everything. And it's like, okay, they tried everything. They had everything set up and all that. This one, they missed the mark, though. They missed the mark big time. And they cannot put blame on anyone except for themselves. Let's go into this. Like I said, I wanted to hear the beginning of it because she said this stuff fast. Okay, let's get into this.
Is there more people coming? No.
Thank you for being here today and for your patience. First, I want to acknowledge the victims of today's horrific attack. The FBI and our partners are working diligently to investigate and find answers on behalf of the victims, the citizens and residents of Louisiana, and everyone visiting the city. I'm going to provide you some facts and information about what we do know. I know that all of you will have questions, and we will try to provide some answers.
Which they didn't answer not a damn thing later on. Oh, Mardi Gras beats. That's all they did. 10 years ago, Mardi Gras beats. But we're going to go beat by beat here, okay? Ride with me.
But this is an ongoing investigation that's rapidly evolving. So there are some questions I will be unable to answer at this time.
Fine.
The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we're investigating this as an attack of terrorism along with our partners. Today at approximately 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, an individual drove a pickup truck into a crowd on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing at least 10 individuals and injuring dozens more.
Okay. We still do not know. And first off, I have it all the way up. The sound is coming from them and it's trash, just so you know. But 3:15, attack happened. This individual barreled through a bunch of people. Right now, they're saying all they know is 10 people lost their lives. And of course, multiple other people are injured and are in hospitals right now. They even said later on, there's been stories of 15, the tally going up to 15 lost lives, but they do not have an answer for that yet, or they could not confirm that, just so you know. All right?
After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement.
So he got out of the car after he barreled through a bunch of people. He had the AR in his possession and he started firing that particular weapon.
Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene.
After the exchange of fire, law enforcement neutralized this monster.
2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to local hospitals.
Okay.
The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsud Dim Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas.
There it is. Shamsud Dim Jabbar, 42 years old, an American-born citizen. He was born here in these United States. Just so y'all know. At least this is what they're saying. Wow.
He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented.
Ford pickup truck. Remember what I said, okay, that's a Texas truck, with Texas plates on it. Maybe he rented the truck. He rented the truck.
and we are working to confirm how the subject came in possession of this vehicle. An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle.
There it is. Some of this flew right by me. ISIS flag was on the back of that trailer, or a back of that truck. Okay, on the attached to the back with that was the flag. That was an ISIS flag, y'all. Like I said, American-born citizen.
And the FBI is working to determine the subject's
Wow.
potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and potential improvised explosive devices, IEDs, were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter.
And I want to add on top of that, there were also boom boom devices in his ride. Then also on top of it, what she just kind of sprinkled in there, she didn't answer that until later on when the question was asked. They found two boom boom devices in two different locations down there. Just so you know. So this doggone thing was definitely planned. She does say in a little bit that, of course, they believe that that this monster did not operate alone. And that's why they're kind of keeping tight-lipped on a lot of information right now, because they don't want whoever's watching, potential monsters, the potential co-conspirators, to know that they're hot on their asses. So let's continue on.
As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. The FBI Special Agent bomb technicians, as well as our local law enforcement partners, have been working to determine if any of these devices are viable, and they'll work to render those devices safe. The FBI, we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. We're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat.
Okay. I mean, it's at least for what it's worth, what we just got is the man's name, okay, the perpetrator's name, more information, more background information about this guy. We find out that there were indeed multiple devices, as they would say, IUDs, found in various areas, not only just in the car, but in areas of where this tragedy took place. So like I said, there's something up here. Something's up.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible.
Absolutely
We're
not.
aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Mhm.
That's why we need the public's help. We are asking if anybody has any interactions with Samsud Dim Jabbar in the last 72 hours, that you contact us. The FBI is asking the public's help. We're asking anyone who has information, video, or pictures to provide it to the FBI. We have set up a digital tip line as well as our 1-800 number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Please provide us with any information that can assist us in this investigation. Once again, thank you for your patience and assistance. For an updated statement or information, please check the FBI's website and our social media accounts. I will now turn over to Mayor Cantrell. Thank you.
Okay, now that's enough, because we already heard all the other stuff, and it's basically them just going, we need to do better, and we're gonna find these evildoers, and fool me once, shame on me, and fool me twice, and never gonna fool me again. But very interesting information, right? Now, the interview, the questions afterwards explain a lot to me. And obviously, I'm heated because this could have been prevented. I'm heated whenever there's ever any massive tragedy, any type of attack on any innocent lives. But what really grinds my gears, what really burns my cookies, is when it's a situation that can and definitely could have been prevented. That's just what I think. Now, I'm not perfect, nor are any local PD perfect, okay, of any kind. But at the same time, there's stuff here that could have been prevented, and it was not. It's ridiculous. And it's heartbreaking. There needs to be a better way of getting certain things figured out. Period, point blank. This is losing its doggone mind. Oh, that's so annoying. All right. It is what it is. I'm going to have to get a new one, it looks like. But, all right. Nonetheless, guys, it's very frustrating because, I want us all to live. I want us all to win and all that. Now, there is a question about, and S-Dubs, thank you so much for sending me that info. I saw it earlier too. I don't know if this is a connection to this, but let me just pull this up here real quick. Because maybe there's an explosion. And I'm wondering about this too. But I don't know. I don't know. And the other thing is, yes, okay. Sugar Bowl has been postponed for 24 hours. Now, is that enough? I don't think so. That's just me. Because it's still an active investigation. They still believe that these perpetrators, whoever helped these co-conspirators, whatever you want to call them, they are still out there. They could be planning more things. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. So there is a good possibility that even though you hold it till tomorrow, they could still attack. Same thing with the Super Bowl too. Now, that's a little ways from now, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to figure things out before everything goes belly up. You know what I mean? Before hopefully they're able to find the other perpetrators if there are others. Hopefully they're able to find them and bring them to justice as soon as possible. But like I said, okay. See now, okay. See, I see okay. Wow, because you guys are sending me that information too. Micah Mason as well. I'm just gonna read some of these here. Okay. So breaking pipe boom booms have been found in the truck used in the New Orleans attack were wired for remote detonation. Oh, snap. Now I need to see that for myself as well. Let's see. Mason said AP News, new video reviewed by investigators reveals 3 men and a woman placing. Whoa, hold on. Where is that stuff, man? I'm looking at a Tesla going up in flames and at Trump's Vegas hotel and stuff like that. Hold up. Give me a second. I need to let me look. You said AP News. Let me see what's up. Oh, shoot. Nope. Let me see here. Because that's nutty too. I don't see this in AP News. I'm looking though. Man, all I can say is we all need to be safe. There's been a lot of craziness that has been going off as of late. I saw the thing about Trump's hotel, and we're gonna look at that in a second. But I'm wondering, I'm wondering about what this AP News thing is because I'm looking for it and I don't see it. I don't see it, and I'm looking at their website right now as we speak. I figured that would be the prominent thing, right? Come on. Hold on. Let me see here. Well, okay. So a couple things we can look at real quick on here first off. All right. So it says, of course, Sugar Bowl has been postponed. The attack prompted the postponement of the college football playoff, quarterfinal at the nearby Superdome, until Thursday. So latest on the attacker, the driver was unalived in a firefight, which we already know. All right. He was identified as 42-year-old Shamsud Din Behar Jabbar. Okay. What the police and FBI are saying, they're investigating as an act of terrorism, which we already know. Said it does not believe the driver acted alone. An Islamic State group flag was found in the vehicle on the vehicle's trailer hitch. And then this is what the FBI said. Truck used so this truck was used in the attack. The truck that was used in the attack was rented. By using the Turo app. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's basically like an app where you can go and get really nice rides. All right. Where you can get really nice cars and stuff like that. Rent out really nice rides, basically. All right. So they apparently are saying that this car or this truck, which was an electric truck, was rented by this Turo app. Connects drivers known as guests with vehicle owners known as hosts. All right. So we are heartbroken to learn of that one of our hosts' vehicles was used in this awful event. We are actively partnering with the FBI. We are not currently aware of anything in this guest's background that would have identified him as a trust and safety threat to us at the time of the reservation. You never know. This individual who actually rented out the electric car could have obviously been just an innocent dude. That could be possible too. They go onto the app and they say, "Hey, we want to, I want to rent your truck. Okay, you seem, trustworthy. You can take the ride, right?" It's the same thing with an Airbnb. You don't know who the people who are actually staying in the Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? Anything's possible. But here is the information here, though, that we've all been waiting for. Investigators have reviewed video of people placing an device. Documents show. Let's take a look at this. Hamburger. So that is the reason. That is the reason why they say that they know for a fact that there's other people involved, because they saw footage of this dude or people, 3 dudes and a dudette, running around with boom boom devices and placing them in places. So, wow. Investigators have reviewed video showing 3 men and a woman placing an improvised device in connection with the car attack that unalived at least 10 people in New Orleans, French Quarter. That's according to to Louisiana State Police bulletin obtained by the Associated Press. The revelation could help explain why officials at a Wednesday news conference said that they were aggressively hunting for additional suspects and did not believe the driver of the pickup truck, 42-year-old Jabbar, acted alone. So they were able to see footage of these 4 individuals dropping off devices in that same location. Remember what I said? They found devices in areas, right? They found devices in specific areas. There were multiple ones in the car. Then there were a couple other ones in the in certain areas in the French Quarter that they found. That's crazy, yo. The revelation. Okay, we already said that. Okay, he drove around a police car and onto the sidewalk, which we already saw, which we already know about with that. And I'm like, what the F is that all about? Right? But that's very, 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 very interesting. Now, I know I got this as well, so I'm going to share this too. Thanks, S-Dubs, for the love. I appreciate the help as well. So I'm going to share that part here too. And again, okay, boom, boom, boom. We already know about all this, taking the lives of 10. FBI doesn't believe he acted alone. So all of this explains, I'm just seeing if there's anything more in here. But I'm actually curious if there is, like, if they've leaked the footage, right? If they've actually leaked footage of these individuals placing devices in various places. I'm actually curious about that too. Okay? I'm actually kind of curious about that as well. Let me see something. Let me check, because X is always diabolical. Let's not forget that. X is always diabolical. Well, one thing is for sure. This is also interesting because this is happening in Las Vegas at the Trump Hotel, which is also interesting. Let's sharing this really quick. Yeah. That Tesla's on fire. Tesla's on fire. Now, is there a connection? I don't know. Okay. But this is very interesting nonetheless. Is it connected to this? Don't know. But you can hear there's firecrackers going off and all that. But that's happening in front of a hotel, Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. That just happened a little bit ago. So, of course, let's take a look at this too. They're saying they're treating the vehicle explosion at the Trump Las Vegas Hotel as a possible act of terror. Crazy, guys. Crazy. Hold on. We getting down to the nitty gritty here. Hold on. Because I want to see a few things for myself too. Hold up. And of course. And Brian Enton even said it as well, which I appreciate him staying on top of this as well. But yeah, 3 men and a woman were placing, devices in places in the area in the French Quarter. Hold on, no, that's not it. I appreciate you guys sending me stuff. Hold on. Let's see here. Do we have let's see. What was this? Yep. Everybody name up. What? Shake Shack? I didn't even type that in. What the hell? What the hell is that? There we go. I'm trying to see if there's an actual photo of this guy. Yep, there is. Holy cow. They move fast, baby. Man, do they move fast, man. Oh, my. Come on, man. Man. Okay. We got a photo of this guy. It's not the greatest photo as far as it's pretty fuzzy. But we can take a look at this. This is what the guy looks like. Bang. There he is. Shamsud Din Jabbar. They move fast. So seen in the first photo after he did what he did. Okay. So he had an ISIS flag carrying monster, Terry, who mowed down a bunch of people in New Orleans with truck. Yeah, okay, has been pictured for the first time in a photo obtained exclusively by the Post. Okay. So he's a 42-year-old Texas native with a military background, was, of course, hit unalived in a firefight with cops. Cops neutralized this mother lover just moments after he did what he did on Bourbon Street, just after 3 a.m. leaving at least 10 unalive and 35 injured. So they've revealed that it was probing that they were probing, FBI is probing the carnage as an act of terror. Said an ISIS flag was flown in the back of the vehicle, of this rented vehicle that he rented on Turo. Okay. The black flag affixed to a pole on the back of the truck could be seen in photos of the vehicle amid the carnage. He grew up in Texas. Jabbar, who grew up in Texas, had served in the military for a decade. Law enforcement sources told the Post. The details about his past began to emerge as investigators continued to probe the bloodshed and a motive behind the attack. It comes, too, as feds revealed weapons and improvised boom booms were discovered inside the vehicle in the aftermath. Multiple other devices were also located scattered around French Quarter, which is scary as hell. The truck used in the attack appeared to have been rented, which we already know. And of course, we already know about all the jurisdiction, how the Sugar Bowl is being postponed till tomorrow and all that. But see, this is, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep his face up here for a second. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to keep it real. It doesn't even matter that they're postponing the Sugar Bowl to tomorrow. It doesn't. If they don't get these guys and they don't find out exactly the connection and if there are other boom boom devices anywhere else before the Sugar Bowl, the possibilities of the attack or an attack during the Sugar Bowl are definitely very possible. So it doesn't even matter. As much as everyone's like, oh, yeah, I want to go see the bowl. I want to see the game. And all I care about is seeing the game. We need to make our money. I don't care. I don't care about it. I don't. At this point, we need to give a damn about the safety of everybody. Now that everything's at an all-time high, do we really think this is the smartest move? Even if it is 24 hours, 48 hours after a vicious, unbelievable, massive attack like this, this is not the right time. Get down to the nitty gritty, because here's the thing. If they don't make their arrests by tonight or even by tomorrow morning, I'll give them until tomorrow afternoon. That still means that these monsters are still out there plotting, thinking up of what they can do for this particular event, for the Super Bowl as well. It doesn't matter. This is not safe. This is not safe at all. Man. Like I said, I think it's very dumb. I don't think it's a well thought out idea to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, let's open it up. Let's just bring the stuff." Okay? Let's just bring it. Just come on. Let's have a party. All you Terrys, come on in. Hail to the no. That's what I think. Man, oh man. I just think it's very dumb. That's just me, though. I get it. Everybody wants their football. Okay? Everybody wants to get their fix. Everybody's really ready for the Sugar Bowl, but are we really sure this is the best time to be out here doing this right now? These people plotted this. They planned this out, and there were multiple devices elsewhere. Now, here's the thing. We just learned that, and thanks to you guys, real talk, thanks to you guys. Thanks to you guys. We now have learned that they found People placing devices in other places. This is very important. The reason why I say this is important is because they need to let us, I would love for them to let us know how long ago did they post, or when exactly did they put these devices in the area? Did they put those devices in the area, just a few days ago? Did they put devices in the area that night? That's what I'd like to know as well. That's kind of important, because if they planned this ahead of time, God only knows what's been planned for other places. Think about it. Yeah, Tammy, you ain't wrong. They probably are running all that film back. Okay? They're running through all of that right now. But that is kind of important, because for them to sit there and go, no, I'm going to be there tomorrow. You sure about that? You really sure about that? You really think they didn't go through, you know what I mean? Drop some things off? I'm hoping they're scanning everything in that area. Because if, depending on how long those devices were sitting there, those devices could have been there for days. You never know. Okay? Yeah, I did see the movie Deja Vu. Yeah. Wow, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Okay? That's a deep cut. But something to think about, guys. Definitely something to think about. But guys, unfortunately, I'm going to have to hop off here. But we're going to keep an eye on all this. This is absolutely crazy. This is really disappointing. I will say that. All of this is very disappointing. Here it is. Mistakes are going to happen. It's unfortunate mistakes happen when a mass tragedy like this happens. What really needs to happen is the taking accountability and fixing the problem. And the devil's in the details. Oh, ooh. More than ever. Oh, damn. That hits different now. The devil is in the details. And if you're not willing to make sure everything is stitched up properly, the devil's going to come through. They're going to find a way. And that's exactly what happened here. Sure, there was security. Sure, there were barriers and barricades and whatnot. But did they really stitch it all the way up? Like I said, it's that one mistake. It's that one moment where they don't cross that T, or they don't dot that lowercase j, that a monster like that Jabbar individual can slip through with his big ass truck and set the whole world on fire. The devil is in the details, and we need to make sure that we hold those people accountable when those mistakes do happen, so that those mistakes don't ever happen again. We can't sit here and let these people get all upset. You heard the superintendent, you heard the chief. She got real mad. She was getting louder than what she was when she was doing the speech, getting real defensive, because for a fact her job's on the line. And let me tell you something. I ain't trying to get anybody to lose their job. I'm just trying to get them to see the mistake, to fix it. Because this could happen again. Yeah, she was real pissed. She was real pissed. Okay. But damn, I get it. You're going to protect your own. You're going to protect your people. You're going to protect the law enforcement. You're going to protect your law enforcement family and all that. And I'm not sitting here saying that they're not doing their job. It's just, it was an oversight that should not have been an oversight. It should not have been. Period. And then, of course, the barriers that are on hydraulics because of beads and because it's been 10 years. Man, that should have been fixed 10 years ago. That's on them. That's on them. And now you're looking at potentially multiple lawsuits coming their way. You don't think any of those people that have been viciously brutalized by this, families that lost their loved ones, you don't think that they're going to go after you? Get the monies for this oversight? It's massive. It's massive. I'm praying for everybody. Real talk. I'm praying for everybody because it does break my heart. This is not how it should be. It should not be this way. It shouldn't. Okay? It shouldn't. Let's see. Okay, they just put this up 49 seconds ago, and I want to share this with you guys, okay? Officials insist people should feel safe in New Orleans even as they seek additional suspects. Come on. Officials say residents and visitors should feel safe in New Orleans even as they have repeatedly acknowledged that they are aggressively seeking additional possible suspects in the attack. What? Oh, no, feel completely comfortable. No, don't worry. We done mucked up. And there's 3 to 4 other people that are out there connected to this whole thing. But we got them. We don't know where they is, but we got them, though. Don't worry. Come on out. Come explore our culture. New Orleans. That doesn't make any sense. Don't not come to New Orleans. We need your money. We need your. You're gonna be fine. We're still looking for him, but you're gonna be fine. You really think people are gonna be going out of their way to go to New Orleans now? And when they know that there's 4 other people out there and they don't know where those mother are's? Come on now. Come on. Caprice said, check Virginia Pike. What? What's going on? Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. FBI sees the largest cache of homemade boom booms in its history at Virginia. Whoa, you got to see this to believe it. Oh my Lord, Caprice, damn. I mean, this is, I don't know if this is connected or not, but diggity damn. Largest cache of homemade boom booms in its history at a Virginia home. I got to hit that button. That's insane. That's insane. Now, is there a connection? I don't know. Okay, but that is very interesting. But let me get some of these here really quick. Janine, thank you so much. I am from Louisiana, and I'm pissed. This is horrific, and they are avoiding good questions in this press conference. I agree. I can't stand Governor Landry. Well, to each their own. I don't know anything much about Governor Landry. Okay, but I think that there is a level of accountability that needs to be taken. And of course, there was not that at all. To me, it just didn't feel like accountability. It felt like, well, we did what we could. No, there could have been a whole lot more you could have done, in my personal opinion. Okay. Because a big ass truck went down a sidewalk. That says a lot. Moving on. Gloria, thank you so much. Happy New Year, Pascal, and your beautiful family. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Peachy King, thank you so much for gifting 1 membership. I appreciate you. Okay. And of course, whoever became a member, welcome to the family. And please pay it forward. Peachy just gave you some love. Pay it forward. Give some positivity. Because even so, we start now 2025 with absolute chaos. We really do need more positivity in the world. And if we all do that, maybe we can make the world a better place. Okay. But again, guys, my prayers go out to the people that are fighting for their lives in hospitals right now. And for those who lost their loved ones, this is absolutely It's terrifying. It's heartbreaking. And I wish this wasn't how we started 2025 off. But of course, you know how it is. Every year is crazy. All we can do is hold each other's hands and get through it together as a family. But remember, any law enforcement that's watching this show right now, I'm telling you right now, devil's in the details. Devil's in the details. And oh, by the way, some of y'all are sitting there going, open borders. This has nothing to do with open borders, baby. This was an American-born citizen. This was an American-born individual that lived here. So, not so much open borders here, guys. This is not a migrant. This was an American citizen, y'all. Put that in your pipe and smoke on that for a minute. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Okay? Thank you so much. Please do me a favor before you head out. Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what I do. Please do that favor for me. And if you're watching on other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please hit that follow button. Subscribe here to my main channel. Thank you. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there on that secondary channel. That would be amazing. All right. Let's not forget to check out my join button down below. Become a member here on this main channel. Go to my Patreon. Go to my locals. Support if you can. Or go check out PascalMerch.com. All right. We got some really great stuff over there. All right, guys. But anyway, guys, I will be talking to you guys very, very soon. All right. Have a great one. Stay blessed out there. Stay safe. Happy New Year to every single last one of y'all. And I'll be talking to you guys soon. Okay. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.